Hi, in this video, I will walk you through how to build your very first ChatGPT app. We're going to be building a directory app where you have some data about different locations, and then you can chat with it in ChatGPT. The OpenAI Apps SDK was part of their big dev day announcements. Is this going to be the next big app store? I don't know. On Google Trends, it looks like the announcement about AgentKit had much more legs, and Sora 2 crushed both, but it is early days, so it is worth checking it out. It is in developer preview, so there are some rough edges. They do have some docs up, and helpfully they do have an example repo, except the workflow to test things out from this is not the greatest. Basically, for a ChatGPT app, you need two components. You need an MCP server that the ChatGPT front end that you know will talk to, and then that server is feeding up these front end components called widgets in an iframe. And in this sample app, they have the code for the widgets and they have the code for the server, but in the server code, they've hard coded widgets they've deployed themselves. So when you mess with the front end code, there's extra steps you have to take to actually see your front end code injected in the test server. So what I did is I created a separate open source repo that pares down the example to just one example, and I made it much easier to deploy and test both components at once, since the server is actually reading in the widget files from the same repo. It's not the most elegant system for production deployment, but you can't really serve these up in production yet. Anyway, there's no actual app store ready yet, so this is really for development iteration, playing with it. And for this, it is just much easier to have the server reading in the local code for the widgets. And then I also abstracted this so it could be directory of anything. And I made it so that all you want to do was fill out a config file, and you can set your own styles. You can insert your own logo there. You can set special attributes to filter on. And then you can actually set a Supabase database as your data source. There's some dummy data in a JSON file in the repo to test with, but to connect to a real data set in Supabase, all you have to do is copy the example file to a .om file, and then put in your Supabase URL and your Supabase service role key, and you are good to go. So let's install it and play with it. So copy the repo address. I will put a link to the repo in the video description, and let's git clone it, cd into it, npm install, which will install the dependencies for both the MCP server and the front-end widgets. Once the dependencies are installed, we are going to do npm run build, which will build our widget assets. So this allows our server to pick them up because the server reads them in on startup. When that's done, we can run npm run dev, and that will start up our dev server for the widgets. So we can go to localhost 4044, and we can actually take a look at what our widgets will look like. First, we have a directory albums, which is collections of pictures you can have of your locations. And then we have a carousel, just a different view, individual photos. And then we have a directory listing, and then the piece de resistance, the actual map that we have with the places listed. And these are really widgets just taken from the OpenAI example, but abstracted so that you can do any sort of directory. And then we are going to go into our server. So you want to cd into the directory server node, and then start the server with npm start. And then this will start up the MCP server. And then since we're running locally, we want to expose the port it's running on with ngrok HTTP 8000. And this will allow ChatGPT to reach our server. This assumes you have ngrok installed. If you don't, just head over to ngrok.com. It's really easy to install, and with the free plan, you get one tunnel at a time. So it should work for this. So you're going to copy that URL and then go over to your ChatGPT, go over to your account settings, and apps and connectors, and scroll down, and you're going to go to advanced settings and select developer mode. Go back and then click create. And then we're going to put in the name of our app and a short description. And this is where you're going to paste your URL, and then you're going to put /MCP at the end of it, where no authentication required, and we trust this application, and click Create. And then we can see that it called our server and it found which actions and tools are available, and we can see those listed here. Great, so now we're ready to chat with our app. So if you click the plus box and scroll down, you will see your app there. And we're going to say, list all the places. And it's got a little confused there and want to know which tool we want to use. So we want to list them. So let's say list. Great, we can see it's calling our dog places. It asks you each time to confirm the data you are sending. We're not actually sending any data to it. We're getting all of the places back. We click confirm, and then we see our list of dog places. And these are just the places that are in the JSON in the repo, so it's just a small subset of places. So we see those listed there, and now let's get fancy and say just map the cheap places. And then here we can see that it's going to filter by price. And so then now we see the map populated with just the cheaper places. And the map is interactive. You can drag, zoom in, and expand it. Great. Now I want to show you how you can make your very own directory by modifying the config file. So let's open up VS Code, and we want to go to directory server node, and then config, and then directory JSON. And then this is how you can personalize your own directory. For a test, let's just change the background color to an aquamarine and then save it. And we don't even have to restart the server because it is watching for changes in these files. And we can just go back to ChatGPT and ask it to list the places again. And it's calling our server and picking up that change. And we see we have our new background color. So you can make config changes or changes to the data without having to rebuild the front-end assets. If you make actual code changes to the front-end widgets, you will have to rebuild those. But you can mess around with the config file changes and the data sources, and it will all get picked up, which makes it easy to iterate and play with. So to change the data source to a Supabase database, all you have to do is copy the .omb example to a file called .omb, and then in .omb, you're going to put a real Supabase URL and a real Supabase service role key, and then you're going to have to restart your server for that change. For the config changes, no, but when you're picking up the environment variables, you have to restart. And then if we go over back to ChatGPT and we say map all of the places, we'll see that our map actually expands out beyond San Francisco because the full database has places throughout California. And we see there that it hit our server. And then we see all of the places that are coming from the Supabase database. And then to show that the filters work even with Supabase, we can say map all of the Los Angeles places, and then that will send the filter to the query to Supabase, and we will get back the Los Angeles places. See, we're sending in location Los Angeles, and there we get our locations. And just to show you what the Supabase data looks like, it's just a table that has columns that match what is in the config file and is a bunch of dog location made up data. But it just shows how easy it is to extend this and actually have a real directory running through a ChatGPT app. I hope this was helpful, and let me know what you end up building. Thanks.